Welcome everyone to the Tuesday night interviews. We have a special guest this evening. His name is Conrad Jarrett. He is joining us today to discuss a book about him and his family's life. If you haven't already read the book, the title is Ordinary People by Judith Guest. It's nice to meet you, Conrad. Thank you for inviting me on your T&I special. I'm excited and a bit nervous at the same time. So, I think the question we are all asking is, how did you manage to push through such a rough time in your life? Well, now, that's a bit tricky. There are many factors involved, such as family, friends, and even random people. My older brother, Buck, also known as Jordan's death, was a major challenge in my life. It is still a very touchy event to discuss, and soon after his death, there were many other issues that were based on his passing away. Let's go back to the very beginning, shall we? You two were sailing in the ocean, and your boat capsized. Both of you were on opposite ends of the boat, and Buck kept telling you to hold on because the number one rule when your boat flips is to hold on. That way people can find you and rescue you. The boat also helps you stay afloat. Yes, I said, the hell, you never get tired. Not before me. You don't. You tell me not to get tired, you tell me to hang on, and then you let go? I was so angry that he let go. He totally contradicted himself when he let go. And that choice got him killed. He was a stronger, faster, better swimmer. Yet, somehow, I survived. And I hate it. Sometimes it should have been me who died, not him. And now my mom is so distant from me than ever since my accident, and my dad hovers over me because he's so damn worried. And would you say that your father has a right to be, as you say, so damn worried? Well, he does. I did cut myself and spent 8 months in a psychiatric ward. I met so many great people, like Leo and Karen. I would sit on the bench with Karen and talk. I was the only one who made her laugh at the hospital. Let's discuss your relationship with your mother and father. In the book, you say your mother hates you, while your father reacts quite differently than your mother. Care to elaborate on the concept? I was mad at the time. I yelled at my mom. I let the guy out of the closet. I told my dad, she hates me. There's nothing I can do about it. And in the moment, I did feel that way. I was talking to Dr. Berger, and he told me there is some truth to what the guy in the closet says. Word for word, he told me. There's sense here, proportion. That's the problem. The stuff came out too strong, and now you won't let yourself buy any of it. The feelings are real enough. Trust that guy in the closet, will you? I guess I feel closer with my dad. He seems to really care and involve himself in the things I do or want. Unlike my mother, she seems to distance herself from me. Like I am the problem. But I didn't try to kill myself to hurt her like she believes. It was like falling into a hole, and it keeps getting bigger, and you can't get out, and then it's all of a sudden it's inside you. It is. And you're trapped, and it's all over. But there were other issues beyond the death of your brother. When Karen Susan Altrich committed suicide with carbon monoxide poisoning. Coming back to school and getting the hang of things. Also, distancing yourself from your friends, but especially Lazenby, made things harder. The fight didn't help necessarily with Stillman, but I'd say your father took the nudes pretty well, didn't he? Karen was the one who didn't want to communicate with me a lot because she feared my negative energy might rub off on her, yet she was the one who ended up successfully committing suicide. It's all so confusing, and coming back to school was stressful. Choir was great, and was the one period I could relax. Quit swim team, because coach was a complete asshole. And I got an A on the surprise trigonometry quiz. However, people treat you like a bomb ready to explode. Some people were cautious, and some were completely oblivious to my loss and pain. And as for Stillman, where to begin? Well, to start, Stillman's a prick. I snapped when he called at me saying, You're the prick. Guys like you walk around acting like you're king shit. You give me a goddamn pain in the ass. Man, I couldn't help it. First he's making fun of me for mourning and grieving over the death of my brother, one of his friends, and he has the nerve to think I walk around like king shit. I don't walk around like I'm some king. I walk around hurt. More like king grief than king shit. At least I'm not a jackass who preys on girls and thinks of them like objects you can win. It's disgusting. And yeah, my dad took the news of the fight well. He was actually surprised that I didn't have one sooner. I lied, saying it was about his crappy driving skills rather than his callous remarks on my brother's death. I agree. What he does and says is repulsive, and your father stood by your side and comforted you while your mother did not. Another major part of your life was having your mother leave. How did that feel? And what do you think caused her to leave on such short notice? I don't know what my mother was thinking exactly because I'm not my mom, but based on what I've seen and the attention she gave me, she thinks of me as the problem. That somehow I did what I did to hurt her. When we were in a huge argument, she told me, "It's meant for me, isn't it? I wish I knew Conrad. Why is it so important for you to hurt me?" I was furious. I yelled to my dad, saying, "Tell her to stop. You never tell her a goddamn thing. Listen, I know why she never came out there. Not once. I know. Hell, she was going to goddamn Spain and goddamn Portugal. Why should she care if I was hung up by the goddamn balls out there?" I was so furious with her, and now I'm more confused. I'm stuck in the unknown. I don't know exactly why she left, but perhaps she felt singled out. Based on what she told me, she thought I hurt myself to hurt her. No, I hurt myself because I myself was hurting. I did not intend to single her out in the process. I know my actions impacted the family, but I did not hurt myself just to hurt my mom. I wish she saw that. She always thought my dad took my side in things and I did everything to hurt her, but look, it wasn't about her, it was about me. My issues. She has her own issues she just own issues to deal with. Just like everybody else. She can't say she's the only one. It's all about her. It's not. The world does not revolve around her. It never will. Yes, you do have a point there. You may feel like you face the issues alone, but you don't. There are billions of people out in the world who face difficulties. But remember, people see things differently. It's called perspective. And what one person faces versus another is relative. So keep that in mind. I completely understand your anger and confusion over the matter. I do not negate your feelings. As for your relationship with your father, would you say it grew when you returned home? And Lazenby, you rekindled things with him, did you not? And your girlfriend, Janine Pratt, you grew close with her and supported her, correct? Yes. When my mother left us, my father and I became even closer. Her leaving us hit us both hard, but we grew together. We knew we could depend on each other. I told my dad, "I love you, man." He said it back. It was one memorable time for me. I felt so close to him. And yes, I did get back in touch with Lazenby and asked him if I could kick his ass at golf. He was the only one in the group who was considerate of my feelings. Stillman, Truin, Van Buren, and Jenth were all jerks. It's just now that I finally had the courage to let them know, especially Stillman. As for Janine, yeah, she's great. I was the shoulder she'd cry on, the boy who would take her out bowling despite her self-conscious comments about her bowling skills, and the boyfriend who would hang out at her house and play songs on the guitar for her 11-year-old brother Mike. So, yeah, she opened up to me and she helped me get through a challenging death. Do you know why it chose you to be our special guest on TMI this week? Actually, no. Why did you choose me? Well, your life has many similarities with my own. For starters, I too used to cut my wrists. I tried to commit suicide by asphyxiation and overdosing. I spent time in a psychiatric ward or mental hospital. There I had to relive and rethink where I wanted my life to go. I made friends like you did in the hospital, like Karen and Leo. I didn't lose a sibling, but I had similar feelings of hopelessness and lack of self-worth. I was adopted similar to your dad, Calvin, but at a much younger age. I am in ways like your mother. I have been manipulated, the manipulator, or had the feeling of manipulation. There was a time where I too felt like it was all about me, that everyone had to drop everything so I could be happy or get what I wanted, but life doesn't work like that. It doesn't. It never will. Life goes on, with or without you. So I made changes in my life. And I still make changes to this day. I have to respect that others have lives too, and it's not all about me. The world does not revolve around me. As for things that help me, I love to sing, similar to you in your choir experience. I too find it relaxing. And like many people, I have experienced friends turning their backs on me when you need them the most. In ways throughout the book, I was like you, grieving, in pain, feeling loss, and lost at the same time. I have suffered from physical, verbal, emotional, mental, and sexual abuse from people within my family and outside of my family. But just because terrible things happen, it doesn't mean your life ends. You can grow from the experiences and become an even better and stronger individual. I just want you to know that you are not alone and you will never be alone. I promise. Your story motivated me to turn my life around and keep working for a brighter future. I hope you continue to do the same. Thank you for joining the Tuesday night interviews this week, and I wish you the best of luck in all that you do. Thank you. I wish you the best too. Thank you, Conrad. We will see you all next Tuesday night for another interview.